Its energy surrounds us and binds us.
What's up, Star Wars fans, and welcome back to the Carbonite Convos podcast. If this is your first time joining us, you've just taken your first step into a larger world. And if this is not your first time, we can't thank you enough for hopping on for the first episode. It's episode 74 being recorded on Wednesday, May 25th. And I know the show comes out officially on May 27th, but tomorrow night for Alec and I, and a lot of other Star Wars fans, it is a day that we've been waiting for very eagerly since 2005. The return of Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen as Obi-Wan.
Back,
They're
baby.
back
They
as
are
Obi-Wan
back.
Kenobi and Anakin Skywalker. To be honest with you guys, we don't really have a layout on this show. We are just, with Kenobi coming out tomorrow, we are going to nerd out and just talk about Kenobi. We don't know what's going to happen. We're just going to talk about our thoughts, our feelings, and if any theories comes up, just thoughts from the trailers, just anything. We're just here to talk about Obi-Wan Kenobi, and you can expect that a lot over the next 6 weeks. So I don't even know where to start. I'm just so excited, finally.
I don't think that even puts it into justice, bro. Like, yes, we are huge MCU fans. And anyone who's a fan of the channel or has been around for a few episodes knows that. But we are also huge Star Wars fans. And what I feel we've gotten out of our podcast have been mostly from the Star Wars side. Some of the biggest moments from the respective fandom to ever happen. Luke coming back, and now we're getting Vader and Obi-Wan back. And I love that we're able to both do that on here. What's up, buddy? But we're both able to do that on here, and I look forward to every new opportunity that we're able to do that. So that's part of the excitement for me. Also, just the fact that we're getting the two biggest prequel era characters. I don't think that goes without question, unless you include Mace Windu or Yoda. But these have to be 1 and 2. So this is the climax, bro. This is as high as it gets, in my opinion.
No, I agree. And, sometimes when I look back on our podcast, we started it in June of 2020, in the height of the pandemic. We were in Florida. It had been a nugget of an idea for a long time. And, it took COVID to really bring it, full circle. I look back, and it's unfortunate that we weren't able to be a thing through the sequel trilogy and Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame. I think that's one of the biggest regrets that I have of not being able to start earlier, because with how important, specifically more on the MCU, how many big things that will never be compared to happened before we started. It just always makes me think, I wonder what that could have done for the show. Or I wonder, it would have been nice for fans to Marvel fan. I meant more Marvel fans, not our fans. Like we don't.
I'm with you.
We don't have fans, we have viewers, but I don't think people really like us. But
hey, I like you, man.
Thanks. I like me too. I don't really. I would have liked to share that with the community. I think it was really cool that we started midway and we missed Mando season 1.
Right.
But we started.
Could you imagine how hype it would have been for Grogu's first appearance?
I know. But I think we're very blessed that our first reaction was Ahsoka. I remember you and I weren't going to branch into the reaction realm of YouTubing. But I remember
you called me. It was only a couple hours before it came out.
I know. You and I were sitting there, and I said, paraphrasing obviously, but it was very well known that most likely Ahsoka would show up. She would show up. So I remember sitting there and saying, maybe we should try this reaction. Maybe we should try it. And man, you look back at that reaction. I edited that. It took me 17 times to get it up on YouTube with no problems. So obviously we've learned a lot about YouTube since then and how to get these reactions up. But I look back, and I remember the first night when it finally went up, I was like, yo, it's up. Great. We're never doing this again.
Yeah.
But then it got like 4,000 views. And to us at the time that we're
like, dude, this
we,
is insane. Like,
yeah, we still love 4,000 views. We feel
Oh, yeah.
incredibly blessed anytime we get over 200. Like, we love just people just being interested in what we're putting into the world.
it
So
feels good to be engaged with.
it is. And we like being in the community. So to wrap it all back to what you were saying, I regret that we missed a couple key moments in our two fandoms, but the moment that we're about to get is, I think it will be unmatched. I
Yes.
won't, you know, I think a lot of people were disappointed with Book of Boba Fett. You and I loved it. So I don't really worry about you and I being let down,
Underwhelmed or anything like that.
exactly. We always have the highest expectations,
Mhm.
and we're two of those fans where, you know, not all fans are like this, but we enjoy what's put out for the most part. You know,
Yeah.
we thoroughly enjoy it. So I am not worried about being underwhelmed or anything. I feel super blessed that we can experience this on Carbonite Convos and just be able to share this with the fandom. I think the only thing that would make it better is if we were able to be at Star Wars Celebration right now. I really wish that we would be able, that would have happened for us this season. Well, this year. It didn't, but, you know, hopefully in the future.
No, it's definitely possible. That's a bucket list item for me. Number one bucket list item for me, go to the Baseball Hall of Fame, Cooperstown. Star Wars Celebration's pretty close behind that, bro.
Yeah, dude, and we'll get there. And I don't know. Eventually, you and I will get to Celebration. I think it's a very real possibility for next year. So it's unfortunate we can't be there this year, but we will be there next year, hopefully. But you know, it's weird. Long story short, you know, when I'm working, I have Samuel Kim makes awesome music. I have his music just playing in my headset. I listen to a lot of his mashups of Star Wars and Marvel music, and one that's been sticking out to me a lot lately was an epic version he did of the Duel on Mustafar scene, Battle of the Heroes. And I get very emotional listening to music. Like, music is a very, very big part of my life. And I've been listening to that, and it's been getting me so much more excited because I sit there and I think of the movie. I think of just, you know, something that makes me super happy when I'm at work, you know, and I can get my work done and I have this stuff playing in my ears where, you know, it's best of both worlds. And it's just, I've caught myself thinking a couple times just about what we're about to experience with Kenobi. And dude, I'm just
I'm almost a little overwhelmed by it because, like, we've been waiting so long. Just like you said, I don't think we're going to be underwhelmed or disappointed or anything like that. But like you said, this could be the top. This could be the thing that nothing can ever be compared to again. So I'm almost sad in a way.
It's good and bad.
Because I'm like, I don't know if anything can get better than that. But at the same time, I want it to happen.
Yeah.
You're talking about the music, man, and hearing Duel on Mustafar and Duel of the Fates was it Duel of the Fates or no, it was Duel of the Fates in the trailer. Right?
Sorry, I was taking a sip of water and I had my mic muted. So in the trailer, it was a mix. It was a mashup of Duel of the Fates and Battle of the Heroes.
I just know off of how hype and how excited that got me just hearing that in the trailer, when there's stuff actually happening that's developing in the story and then that's playing, we're going to go apeshit.
With music, what I am so excited about is, you know, John Williams said he was done with Star Wars after the sequel trilogy, which is understandable. You know, he's done his whole life, all of the saga films on top of hundreds of other and maybe thousands of incredible other scores. But I've heard some very, very good things about the score that he wrote for Obi-Wan, because Obi-Wan doesn't have a theme. Obi-Wan does not have an actual theme like Yoda does, Rey does, Vader obviously does with the Imperial March. A lot of characters, even Kylo Ren does, a lot of characters have themes that, you know, when I think of it, it gets me very giddy, you know, it gets me all emotional. I think it's going to be awesome to have a theme for Kenobi, and I've heard that it is incredible.
Well, you know what's awesome about what you just said is you think of all these insanely cool characters and they have their own theme. Obi-Wan's a cool character, but is that not the most Obi-Wan thing ever, to not be represented, to not have that full satisfaction, to have it taken away from him, just like everything he ever loved taken away from him, and for his ending, I'd say, of the character, the full story arc of Obi-Wan Kenobi, for him to finally get that theme is almost I don't want to say satisfying, but almost like fulfilling. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
No, I get it. I get it 100%. Yeah, I don't even know, man. I cannot
It can't
wait.
come soon enough, man.
I wish we weren't getting 2 episodes just because I want it to be as spread out as we can. Like if they did it 1 episode a month, I think I would even be happy just being able to get so hype each month. Obviously, a lot of people wouldn't want that just in today's day and world. The the instant gratification, the binge type of people. I understand why they would never do that and why they'd go week by week. But yeah, I can't wait to just be in the heart of Kenobi season.
Yeah, man. It's like we keep saying, it can't come soon enough. And the fact we're getting 2 episodes, I'm sure there's always reasons why they do that. I don't know exactly what it's gonna line up with, but it's gonna be 6 episodes, or is it 8?
6.
It's 6, so it's over
wish it was 8.
5 weeks. Yeah, 8 would be nice. 8 would be nice.
Yeah. 6 episodes, and we're gonna love all of them. Let me ask you this: so in the trailer, there's the little scene where Obi-Wan says, "When the time comes, he must be trained," and Owen says, "Like you trained his father." Have you seen Star Wars posted a 30-second, the actual scene of that? It's a 30-second clip. It's not cut up at all. It's like 30 seconds long of that scene. Have you seen that?
It came across my YouTube the other day, but I did not look at it because I wanted to see it in the episode.
I watched it. I don't think it really
added anything.
Not
you
really.
can talk about it. It's not really a spoiler.
There's no spoilers or anything for it. It didn't add anything, but one thing I noticed, because you hear it more as a conversation, it's like a few lines back to back.
Right.
Up until now, we've only heard a few words out of Obi-Wan at a time. And one thing that I noticed, and I can only imagine that Ewan McGregor had to study this, and I don't know the word I'm looking for, but he had to study this and he had to alter it from how he did it in the prequel trilogy, because when he got the role as Obi-Wan, he studied a lot of Alec Guinness's work and he modeled the way he spoke after Alec Guinness. And one thing I noticed in this conversation, he almost sounds much more like Alec Guinness in this conversation. And it made me think, this is 10 years closer to Alec Guinness. So, prequel trilogy was these aren't actual years, but prequel trilogy was year 0. Alec Guinness's Ben Kenobi was year 20. This is year 10. So he's had to get 10 years closer to sounding like Alec Guinness. And he does it. He sounds, I don't know if other people noticed it. And I don't think it's one of those things that just automatically sticks out, really. It's not like a Luke popping up in Mando moment. It's nothing like that. It's one of those very small details from an incredibly talented actor.
Yes.
That I think is going to bring so much more depth to this character for this series.
Well, bro, what I really like about it, and I'm sure it motivates them to want to do it even more, is they're finally getting the appreciation they deserve for the prequels. And we've talked about it a little bit, that the people who the movies were made for finally have a voice to represent the fact that we love these movies. But now they know that. So I'm sure that gives them even more of a drive to want to stay or want to keep the character on its true arc as much as physically possible. I'm sure there's only so much you can do, but for him to be able to do that, like you said, just shows the talent. It's incredible.
Oh no, I agree. I liked seeing how willing they were, how willing Hayden and Ewan were to just come back as these characters. And I think we spoke about it last week a little bit, where Obi-Wan, Ewan had said in several appearances, several interviewers, it was always a question. This was before the Kenobi series was even a thought. Interviewers would ask him, would you ever return as Obi-Wan Kenobi? And Ewan, he said in the Vanity Fair interview that he never really put a lot of thought into it, but his answer was always yes, because from the way the article stated, it's because that was the right answer. He answered it yes because that was the answer that he should say. And the woman that called you, and I don't think she's still with Lucasfilm, but she was pretty high up in Lucasfilm, and she called him one day. They met up somewhere, and she said, we've seen you say that you would return as Obi-Wan Kenobi. I'm here to ask you if that's true, if you really would. And he said yes. And you think a little over 1,000 days ago, Kathleen Kennedy brings out Ewan McGregor on stage and announces that Ewan McGregor will return as Obi-Wan Kenobi. And now it's full circle, and we are getting that not live. We are getting it tomorrow night at 3 a.m. Eastern, 12 a.m. Central.
I remember the announcement day, bro.
West Pacific time.
That seems like not that long ago. Isn't that crazy?
I know
how time truly does move so fast.
Just all that. Whoa. You're getting a little
getting deep, bro.
Yeah, we're on the same wavelength right now, dude.
I hate you.
Just what's cool is, there was a little time where we thought it might not happen.
Yeah.
And fact that it has, and Vader wasn't even going to be in it. And now we have Hayden Christensen back, and I can only imagine better than ever.
Yeah, man. So while we're talking about Vader, okay, this isn't really a theory or anything along those lines, but it came across my For You page. I'm like, I really like this point. And what this person was saying was they are hoping one of the things that come out of the show is Obi-Wan, I guess, technically never knew Anakin didn't die on Mustafar until years later. Well, there's no confirmation of it, at least not in canon, where he didn't necessarily know that Vader was Anakin. He didn't really understand like how the leadership was working and stuff like that. He might just assume that Anakin died in the lava, and Palpatine went through with his plan still nonetheless. And that at some point during the show, he will find out that Anakin survived whenever they meet in the show. And I want to see his reaction if that does happen.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine if he because it was his brother. He loved him. It's like, I don't know. That sounds tough.
I think there are going to be a lot of answered questions that maybe we didn't even know were questions. We didn't know that we needed to know them until we find them out.
Yeah,
I think that's a big one.
Yeah,
him
absolutely.
finding out that he's Vader, I think that's a huge one that I've never really thought of. I just kind of always assumed that he knew.
Just knew, like through the Force or something, and just like, oh, I feel his energy.
Exactly.
Surrounds us and binds us.
That it does. I think there's going to be a lot of things like that. And I'm just so excited for prequel Easter eggs, just the mentions of old characters, possibly. Do
you think there's any chance we see any Force ghosts?
I always think there's a possibility of Qui-Gon popping up.
I would say the same about Yoda as well.
Yeah. I think that's a good one. Mm-hmm. I'd rather see Qui-Gon at this point, though.
I also would, but I would take Yoda.
Oh, 100%.
I would take Yoda, bro.
Yeah. The only reason I say Qui-Gon is because we've only seen him one time in a movie.
45 minutes.
Yeah, we've seen him in one movie, and we've seen him in a few episodes of the Clone Wars. So I would love more Qui-Gon, and I think this would be the series to do it. And arguably the only series to do it.
No question. This would be the only time they could do it, because again, this is about Kenobi and him fulfilling his arc. And of all people who meant the most to Obi-Wan, Qui-Gon had to have been up there. No question, he had to have been up there. It was his master. So I think we'll see some of Qui-Gon teaching him how to become one with the living force. Like he had to have find out, and we know he had to have learned it from Qui-Gon.
Yeah, you learn from someone.
Yeah.
I think not only the opportunity to see characters from the prequels, but the opportunity to see Rebels characters, because we already know that we're getting Inquisitors. So I think that there's a big chance that we see characters from Rebels. Obi-Wan has said that this ties into video games. So maybe Cal Kestis, who knows? I hope they don't overwhelm us with characters that don't belong in there. But I think just seeing how this series interconnects with all these other projects that we've already seen, I think that's going to be super interesting to see on screen.
Yeah, man. And like you said, I really have no idea what they could even do, but like we keep saying, there's limitless options.
Yeah, there is. And I'm excited for new characters. I'm excited to see Reva.
Yes.
I'm excited to see more of Owen and his relationship with Obi-Wan. I'm excited to see the new characters.
I'm sure we'll get some of Beru as well.
Yeah. Yep. And I know you and I talked about it, but maybe we can talk about it a little more. I just kind of came up with a theory about Reva. You know, we don't see her in any more. We don't see her at this point after Kenobi. And I watched an interview with Hayden. I can't remember the actress's name, but the actress that plays Reva and Ewan, and they asked them 7 Star Wars questions just about the series, about their role in Star Wars, just 7 questions. And the way she was answering it, she says, the actress said that Reva is a very strong-willed character and really believes in her cause. And for some reason, I don't know, linking that with how we don't see her, or we haven't seen her in the time period after Kenobi, part of me is theorizing that through her search for Kenobi, I think there's a possibility that I think she will find him. I think that is 99% going to happen. I think she will find him, but where the theory comes in is I think that she will not join the cause, but she will understand his cause, see how she's wrong, and just see the compassion that he has, see that the Jedi and that side of the fight is right. I think that she will let Kenobi go, and either another Inquisitor or Vader himself will kill her. So I haven't seen that theory floating around anywhere on the internet. Hopefully you heard it here first. Carbonite Convos, Wednesday, May 25th. This episode's dropping Thursday, May 26th. So hopefully you heard it here first.
Yeah, man, I really like that take. Okay. What I might even be speculating is that Reva is enlightened even earlier than that, because we never see her with the other Inquisitors in the trailer. We see the Grand Inquisitor. Do we? I didn't think so. We have the Grand Inquisitor and the 5th brother in there together as well, but I don't think Reva was there.
We'd have to go back and watch.
We would, but maybe she went to go to find Kenobi because she knew that he help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only.
Maybe. You know what also is really interesting about what the actress was saying in the interview? She said, yeah, my character's an Inquisitor. I would probably say the Inquisitor. So I think that's super interesting that she says that. Obviously, she was with the Inquisitors in a scene because the 5th brother, the Grand Inquisitor, and Reva, she's
the 3rd sister, I think.
That's what you said.
I think so.
They come out of a ship together on what I assume is Tatooine. And she said that was the first day of filming. They filmed that scene. So they are together in that scene. So I assume that he's still the Grand Inquisitor. But she's the main Inquisitor through this series, it seems like. So I wonder what made her say she's the Inquisitor.
I don't know. She's the strongest of them, and maybe that's why, like you said, Vader ends up having to take her out. I could see Vader taking her out. I really could. I could see that being the long-awaited battle that, I'm sorry, not the long-awaited battle, the battle before the long-awaited battle that we're gonna see in the series, I'm sure, is Vader showing up, taking her out, and then going for Obi-Wan.
Yeah, no, I get that. I don't know.
We'll find out soon, man.
I know. I have a loss for words just thinking about the show because I'm too excited. Yeah. What else you have on Kenobi?
So I
Pause.
think, pause. I'm not really sure where to go from here, bro.
I mean, we could talk about the pops.
Oh, let's dive into
Let's
the
talk
pops.
about-
That's a great idea.
I know you can check out where we go over the pops. We show them on screen in a separate little video. It's about 3 to 4 minutes long. So definitely check those out if you haven't seen them. But there were 3 common Funko Pops and 1 ride that came out. We have Vader, Kenobi, and Reva, and then Kenobi on a Eope, which is how we decided to pronounce it. We hope we're right, but we might be wrong.
Probably wrong. It's okay.
I don't know. I collect
what's
a lot of Star Wars.
unfortunate,
I want to
bro,
hear yours.
So I am a Vader collector.
Yeah.
So I'll end up needing to get the Vader. I wish, I don't know, I might end up holding off for a little bit because they're commons. We can get them anywhere. I'm hoping some cooler exclusives come out. Maybe we get a little bit more like battle damaged Vader or something along those lines, because it looks just like the 5 other Vaders he has holding his lightsaber like this, or this one's like this, or this one's this way. Like it's the exact same thing. And I'm like, I don't really want to spend money on that, but I want to add a Vader I want a Hayden Christensen Vader in my collection.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I definitely need to do something along those lines. I need Reva because I have all the other Inquisitors, and she needs to get thrown right in there with that as well. I don't know if I'm going to get a Kenobi pop, man.
I'm sure maybe not this Kenobi pop.
If something dope comes out.
I'm sure the new, when another one comes out, I'm sure you'll have to get one, man.
There's going to have to be some sort of dope exclusive. I don't know.
I
don't know of what, but there's going to have to be. You're right. You're right.
What if a scene, Vader versus Obi-Wan. Well, you think about it, they're 2 battles, which are on the Death Star and Mustafar. We have
scenes.
We have both of those scenes, so it would be only fitting.
Can we not talk about the dual Mustafar one?
Because I had it for sale for Alec and he skipped out.
No, even before that, I think you would have sold it to me for like 50 or 60, whatever it was. Now it's worth ridiculous. I saw it retail for $30 when I first started collecting, and I was like, $30. I will never spend that much on a pop. And if I could go back in time, kind of like how Ryan Reynolds does in Deadpool and like shoots his Green Lantern self, that would be me.
Yeah,
but
no, for sure.
Oh my God.
I think it would be only fitting that we get a scene of this middle battle.
Oh,
we'd have to.
Ooh, yes, absolutely. Absolutely. See, that'd be sick.
Of course. With these pops in my collection, because my Star Wars collection is much different than yours. You kind of have like a light side.
Mine's more condensed.
Yeah, you have a light side and dark side, or hero villain.
More hero villain vibe, yeah.
I have more.
Scenes.
I have much more, and I have the ones from. I have them spread up by like movie and series.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I'm gonna need to see how this show fits in with just the other,
where it goes.
Yeah, where it goes, because maybe I get to the point where I have my own, I have its own
Kenobi section.
You know, maybe that's it. But
I think
I have to see the series first and see how they all fit together.
In my opinion, I think that totally depends on if there's a scene or not. If there's a scene, that's 100% your center point for a whole shelf.
Yeah,
easily. And then you can add.
I'm out of shelves though, bro.
I know.
I'm out.
I feel you. You will. We always figure it out.
Find room.
We always find room, bro. Sometimes when I have nothing to do, I'll just stare at my shelves and I'm like, I have room. I could get more. What could I do if I get more pops? Oh, I could condense this and put that there and put that in the box and take that out. And I just like do math problems in the air to like, oh nope, that won't fit. This will fit.
Yeah.
Like,
I remember when I moved into this apartment and I had to literally just set up my collection from scratch. I had to map out
Oof.
on an index card. I had to get it to where I had to draw out the shelves and plan it. It was like Spidey designing his suit, where he'd get it, he'd crumple it up and throw it out. It took me so long, and I I put the whole thing up, almost the whole thing up, and took it down twice before I got it all up, because I remember the first time I put it up, I
I know the story.
underestimated by like 2 inches, and I was going to put the third shelf up, and I was like, you idiot, because I didn't have enough room. So I had to take everything down, move it 1.5 inches to the left, and put everything back up. So now it's just figuring out, where to go from here and what room to make.
That's hilarious. I remember you calling me. It was late too, and you were looking at me. I answered, "What's up, bro?" And I see your face. You're like,
I gotta take it all down.
I gotta take it all down. I'm like, what are you talking about? I put my whole bleeping shelves up. I gotta take them all down. You were pissed. I was like, that sucks.
I was. The good thing is there is some room I can make. And isn't it funny to see the evolution of a collection? I almost wish I would have taken more pictures of sections.
I went back and was looking at when I was in my dorm room in college. Bro,
Yeah.
You remember when you and Chava came down and visited me for a weekend, and I put my entire Spider-Man collection on top of like big dresser
that
thing,
desk? Yeah.
and it was so shaky, and it fell like 4 times, and it just did not work. But
yeah.
I have pictures of it, bro, and I was like, "What are we doing? What's up, buddy?" You got
But man, it's interesting to see how a collection grows and how it evolves, because I think over time, as new shows and series comes out and as new pops come out in general, I think all collectors start and they go ham. They buy everything. So I've sold off hundreds of pops, but you really start to figure out what you want to focus on. And over time, I don't know, I think you own pops for long enough. You're like, okay, I don't need these. For example, I have these gold Star Wars ones. They're really cool pops. They're really cool boxes. They're all Walmart exclusives, but they take up too much space and I don't need them anymore. And that's not the direction I want to take my collection, is the golds and the chromes and all that. The only things that I'm keeping like that are the gold Marvel ones, because it took me
we grinded for those.
We
bro.
did. It took me so long to complete those. So I think the next thing that I'm going to move or get rid of are the gold Star Wars ones. And eventually I'll have to get a new shelf decently soon because I am running out of room. But it's just interesting to see how a collection evolves.
You know what? Another regret of mine, now that you talk about like getting rid of stuff,
Hmm.
I regret getting rid of all my Rogue One pops.
Yeah.
Now with Andor coming out,
Got them for $2, bro.
I know. I'll just get a new Andor.
Yeah.
Whatever. I was like, damn, that was so. Me and Nick, he came and visited me. This was another time he came and visited me at college.
This was when Spider-Verse came out. Remember that?
This was when Spider-Verse came out.
This was opening night. We went to Chipotle, we went to GameStop, and then we went to see Spider-Verse.
Yeah, man. We were like, hey, let's just check out this GameStop right here. Like we have 20 minutes to kill. And we walked in and they were having a 75% off clearance sale. And we asked the guy, like, supplied everything on clearance? He's like, yeah. And there were so many good pops.
We were getting pops for like
$1.50, $2.
5 quarters.
Yeah, bro. We were like,
yeah.
I think I left with like 12.
Same.
Same.
I had to.
And it's been like $25.
I needed to borrow a suitcase from you so I could transport my pops back to Florida,
because we got those. And then when we came to Arizona and we went to a big pop show and you went ham.
I did, because I have theories of how to get prices down. And I think you have to buy 2 to get a good deal. I remember seeing a custom Grievous at that convention, at that little pop show with the
fire eyes
and chest. That was dope.
I do remember that. Yeah,
maybe
that shop's pretty dope. If you're in the Phoenix, Arizona area, it's called Collectors Marketplace. You can check it out.
If I'm ever in if I can ever find like a decently cheap Grievous again, maybe I'll make
Try
a
to do the
custom.
custom.
I haven't done
Well,
a custom in a bit.
dude, speaking of other regrets, bro, I bought my Grievous on Mercari, and the
day.
next day they announced the Clone War, or I guess the Clone Wars one.
No,
Or is
it's
that the
Revenge
Revenge
of
of the
Sith.
Sith one? It's a
Revenge of the
one.
Sith.
Yeah. The
Just a much
next day, I was
cooler,
like,
updated
no
Grievous.
way, bro. No.
I remember
way.
I remember finding that Grievous at a Hot Topic in Florida.
Mhm.
I remember just seeing it and just being so hyped because this was coming off the tail end of the pandemic where
The shipping was starting to get bad and availability was low.
but the collector's game changed in the pandemic. I had not pre-ordered a pop
Mhm.
or bought a pop online until the pandemic. And excuse me. Now that's what you kind of have to do. And it sucks. But I remember going to Hot Topic. That wasn't on sale online yet. We used to be, and we still are, like experts on knowing when pops come out,
Mhm.
where they're coming out, what day, what time the store opens. We know the drops.
I mean, dude, there's plenty of times where like, hey, I'm going to Hot Topic 8 o'clock tomorrow. You want me to try to snag you one?
Exactly. But that one didn't have a street date. And I remember walking in and seeing that pop being
Yes. You called me and said, do you want one? And I was like,
I know.
no, I'm good,
That
bro.
was-
I do, but I don't need another Grievous. Like,
Yeah. That was when I bought I got Spidey, the traditional Spider-Man from No Way Home
mhm.
with the Doctor Strange magic, and then Ravonna and Mrs. Minutes from Loki.
Mm.
Got them all for like $30 total.
Nice. That was like a Rick moment right there.
Yeah. Got them for like $30.
Yeah.
Get out of here, Morty.
Yeah, man, our collections have really changed, man. I just go back and like look at how I used to display them, and bro, I remember again I was in college. I built this like thing out of cardboard to display my pops and like stack
remember
boxes
that.
on top and like put the cardboard piece of the pop that fit the pop perfect in there. And it was just so ratchet looking. And I'm like, this is all I could afford. This is all I could really do.
Yeah.
I have no space. And at the time, I'm like, I got a lot of these, bro. And I had like 25, 30.
Yeah. I know.
And my collection value just hit 10K.
Nice. Dude,
Mhm.
I remember, and I don't know if I've ever told you this. So I remember back when I was living at Rosemore, the house with the boys.
Boys.
The boys, I had my collection in one Billy bookcase, and then I had a big box of pops that I had no room to display.
Mhm.
And I remember so at the time, it was me and 3 other guys. And so it was 4 of us total. We had 4 rooms. And after one of our buddies decided to move out, we decided that we weren't going to get another roommate. We were just going to use that room as a spare room. And I talked to the guys. They were cool with me setting up my collection in it. And they were going to set up the small collections they had. Dude, the day he left, I got all my pops out and I set that MFer up so quick. It was like the day he left. I was sad that he was leaving. I was super sad that he was moving out. But the day after he left, I brought all my pops in there and I could display them all.
See you later, bro. I'll miss you. All right, let's get in there. Let's get it going.
Yes, sir.
No, absolutely.
I didn't skip a beat.
I remember coming to your place in Pittsburgh when you had the one Billy bookcase, and at the time, like it was huge. I didn't have all my pops together. Some of them were here in Arizona that I had bought while I was here. Some were with me out in West Virginia. And so my collection was just badly put together. Like it was just really random. And I was like, honestly, not very impressive, whatever. And I came and saw yours and I was like, bro, this is so dope. Like on the bookcase, so cool.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, this is like the biggest pop collection I've ever seen. And then I come back like 3 months later and then you're in that room. And you have behind you have like the whole wall. And I'm like, dude, this is crazy.
Dude,
now I look at mine and I'm thinking the same thing. I'm like, holy shit, how did we get here?
They're incredible. I'll never forget the pop room just because the split that me and my roommates had was perfect. You know, I collected Marvel, Star Wars. Chava collected DC, solely DC, a couple Marvel, a couple other things that he kept in his room. But if you walked in our room, and you can see this on my Instagram if anybody wants to check this out, you would just see 3 shelves of DC, a crap ton of Batman.
It looked
You-
sick.
It bleeds over into Marvel. It goes over into Star Wars, and then it got into Payman's collection, which was Game of Thrones and Lord of the Rings. So it was,
So you had
I feel like,
everything.
exactly. And then I had Disney on a different wall. So I feel like, and none of us really collected this other one, but I feel like the only fandom we were really missing in there was Harry Potter.
Yeah, that's pretty much
So
it, bro. You had
I-
everything covered.
And it was, I like being in my own, office now where, I can do whatever I want with it. But man, I look back at just being in the pop room and just, I don't know, just seeing all the different fandoms, because we would sit there and
You just hang out in there, like
yeah, you would literally hang out in there. We'd bring a laptop. And like you said, we would sit there and look at the collections and just visualize like how we could change it.
to
And
make it look
having,
better. Yeah,
yes,
like,
having other people there, we would literally, I remember through the pandemic, man, nothing to do. We would go in there, we'd have a laptop set up, watch TV, we'd have beers in there. We would just be drinking and messing with pops. It was a mistake on a couple times when we,
had a few too many.
a few too many.
Yeah,
But man, we would just sit in there and chill and change up the sections. I remember texting my buddy like, "Yo, you want to go chill in the pop room?" I was like, "You got anything you need to change?" Like, yeah, I could do some stuff. I was like,
I
"Let's
could
go.
do some popping.
Let's go." So we just go in there and chill, man. I do miss that. I do miss that.
Yeah, man.
Maybe one day our collections will be together.
What's a little bit unfortunate though is like it would just
a
be
lot
a
of the
lot
same.
repeats.
I know.
A lot of repeats, except for my Spidey shelf. That would go well in there.
That would be incredible. But I think of stuff like that. If we could have my Marvel collection as a whole
Mhm.
and my Star Wars, and then have you, because your Spidey one is probably the best I've ever seen. So like my Star Wars and traditional Marvel. Let's say one day we open the fandom like we thought of, where it's
Fando.
just our collections. I could maybe get I could get my Spider-Man ones somewhere else. I could put those somewhere else to where I could free up some space for other Marvel. If we had my Marvel as a whole, my Star Wars, all of your Spider-Man, and then like my Disney and your Pokemon.
I got Pokemon and baseball. Got some
Yeah,
baseball ones going on too. That's pretty dope.
dude, we would have a
We would have like
we would
everything
have
we like covered.
we would have fun decorating a pop
Yeah.
room, man.
Yeah, man.
Just with the posters, like the lightsabers, the helmets, the web shooters, everything.
Yeah, bro.
Maybe one day.
Oh,
maybe
that
one
gets
day.
me excited, man. I wish.
I know. You can only hope, maybe. It is I look back. What did we even talk about before Pops and this podcast?
I don't know, bro.
Baseball.
Baseball.
That's it.
And
Women.
our crushes.
Yeah, that's
That was it. That was it, bro. That's life. We sit outside by the pool, throw the frisbee, the $1
Yeah.
frisbee. Mom,
Yeah,
if you're
buddy.
listening, best dollar ever spent.
Yep. So we veered off a lot from Kenobi.
Yep, we are on frisbees now.
Yep. But again, I can't find the words because excited is an understatement.
It is.
That shows how just excited
I'm
and
ready,
blessed I
bro.
am. I'm ready. I'm
I'm
ready to
ready.
see this. Yes, I am. So what do you think? You want to call it at that? Do you have anything else?
No, man, I think we got everything out. We're looking forward to the show. If you got anything away from this, it's definitely that we are in fact excited.
And we are in fact nerds.
Yes, very much so.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Yeah, but everybody, thank you very much for tuning in. And by the time you're watching this, it will be only a few short hours from when Kenobi releases in real time. So please make sure to check out the collecting videos that we have coming out, the reactions that are coming out as well. And the next time you're on the channel, until then, like always, may the Force be with you.
Remember, the Force will be with you, always.